Okay, so you've got an outside piece and an inner piece. We'll go to slide together. This is going to be a crossbar, so I don't suspect we need to put this together quite yet until we know where the spacing needs to be. Okay, these look like item number 4. And the crossbar pieces. So it looks like we need to connect this T-piece to one of these pieces. Washer. No. There's one. Next we're going to put these brackets on the bottom side of these T's. Looks like about like so. This is actually what will mount into the bed of the Ranger. Leave that loose for now. Next it wants us to connect these rubber straps to the brackets here. Good. And next it says to attach these to these brackets that we put together with these hand screws. So on the hand screws, you have essentially a bolt and then the nut. We need an upper one and a lower one. Okay, there's one arm. Okay, and the next step is going to be connecting the crossbar, which we didn't actually put together yet. So this piece we need to connect, but we need to figure out how wide it needs to be. Now we can attach this piece, cross piece on it, and start getting this thing set up. This is probably where, when it says 2 people, that it would be beneficial. Okay, I'm trying to eyeball where I want this to be spaced out at. I don't want to go quite a ways with it. I want you using the bolt and nut. Just see if that's the right hole we want to use. Let's have a look at it from back here. No, I need to space it out a little bit more. This one's leaning in way more than that side. Okay. Okay, let's check that out. See if that's any better. Okay, that does look a little better. Let's go ahead and tighten it up where it's at. Okay, to attach the brackets to the bed, it's got these big lag bolts that'll go into the side, and then these Phillip-headed screws will go down to the top. Let me show you. So the big lag bolts will go in here and here, and then those Phillips will go right up here at the top. Okay, when you're drilling holes, you've got to watch out for, you basically only got this spot you can drill in, this little spot here. So if you drill in anywhere here, you're going to hit the inside of these. That would be a good spot right here. Where I positioned it, I may need to move it. But if I do that, it's going to have to be way up here because my mount back here, unless I remove that. But then I still only got a little spot back here. There's already a screw. So there's my screw hole. I'm going to move it over just a little bit more. to get this thing to fit. Okay, for right now, I'm just going to do the lag screws on the side. I have to pull this upper bracket back off to be able to drill down to add the Phillips screws. The only other option would be to loosen it and widen it out where you can get a drill down into those. But I think those lag screws are enough to hold it for now. I do need to finish tightening down here, and then up there, I need to finish running that Allen bolt through, put a washer and nut on here, and then there's a jam nut to put in this nut right up here to kind of lock it all together. Okay, so one of the last things we're going to do is just kind of make sure it's where it needs to be. We've got some cross pieces right here to tie up in here to kind of make everything a lot more rigid. So those brackets, like I said, here they are. Use the same bolts as what most everything else is assembled with. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to run through and just tighten everything up because I left everything loose while I put it together. Just helps kind of move everything around like it needs to be. Let me get this tight and we'll test it. Okay, well, they do give you some extra straps and extra hardware, quite a bit of extra hardware. Thumb screws and main bolts, pretty much at least 2 of everything that it takes to assemble this. So now we'll grab an 870. I'm going to grab a shovel too. Stick on the other side and just see how it holds. I'm going to grab an axe also. It's a mount. Doesn't necessarily have to be for the design purpose, so let's just see what it does. Okay, also, now that everything's tight, this thing's pretty solid now. Let's go grab an 870, shovel, an axe, throw it all up in here and see how it does. Okay, we got the 870